Hey guys, my name is Veggie and today I'm going to be talking to you about farming. A lot of my coaching sessions involve taking 10 minutes to talk about the importance of farm, so I'm going to go over what farming means for a player in this video. Hopefully this can be used for future references to my coaching. Farming is an essential core of the game. No matter how much the game changes from the beginning of Season 1 to our current 8th season, farming has always been an absolute fundamental of League of Legends. A lot of advice you're going to get when you're giving your OPGG to a coach or just asking for general advice is to aim for 10 CS a minute. There is a lot more meaning to reaching that goal of 10 CS a minute. First and foremost is gold. Having more farm naturally will mean more gold, which allows you to receive your items and power spikes sooner. It means you are collecting waves properly and not allowing them to crash into your towers on the sides, actively looking at the map to make sure pressure can be asserted correctly. The more efficiently you CS, the sooner you can hit those item power spikes. You'll be able to recall with more gold than your opponent and come into the lane as a more powerful force to be reckoned with. Now note that 10 CS a minute shouldn't really be your expected results. Generally, anything above 8 should be what you realistically strive for on average for all your games. Also note that this is a very big aspect of League, but it is only one of the many aspects of League. You can get 10 CS a minute and have big problems elsewhere. Another common term for this is macro. And these won't allow you to climb, but there are super big outliers. I will rarely ever see anyone stuck in their rank if they can consistently reproduce the results of 8 CS or more per minute on average. So let's dive in depth into what getting these numbers can mean. By getting 8 or more CS per minute every game, it shows that you can lane against players of your rank consistently. 8 CS or more per minute is a super good indicator of where you are relative to your rank. If you're closer to 5 or 6 CS per minute consistently, it means you aren't able to play above your skill level. It doesn't mean you're worse. It just means that you aren't going to get a lot better than your opponents to go beyond that. I've coached many players and I've checked out a lot of OP.GGs, and the one thing I found in common with most of the players I talk with is that the players who are stuck, no matter what elo they're in, they could be like silver or diamond, they will always have consistent CS in the range of 5 to 7 CS a minute. It's odd that someone in diamond would have that amount of CS per minute, right? I mean, it happens to me too in most of my games when I was climbing. It doesn't mean that they can't really CS well, but it means that they're approaching a point in which they're starting to get pressured for every CS by their lane opponent and can't outplay their lane opponent as hard to get the leads by themselves. You're reaching the threshold of your current play, and more improvement on your micro or macro needs to be done to improve your overall climbing. When you reach 8 CS or more consistently, you can say for sure that you're able to play at least on par with everyone in your rank, and you will for sure either climb or have another fatal error in your play that prevents you from climbing. Now, before we comment about people who can't climb with 10 CS a minute, you have to remember that that's another problem by itself, which happens when both laners are super passive. You have to ask yourself, how much CS does my opponent have? If they also have 10 CS per minute or are on par with you, it means that you both really just didn't pressure each other enough, or you're just evenly matched. Think about how a master tier player would lane against a platinum player. There's no way that the platinum player will ever have anywhere close to the same CS as them on a consistent basis. A better player will always abuse your mistakes and not let you farm passively. Nor should you want to give another player this room if you truly want to be better and climb. Getting 8 CS or more consistently mid to late game also means that you are rotating and managing your waves properly and collecting your waves. If you're getting a lot less CS mid to late game, and unless one of your other carry roles have legit like 11 CS a minute and taxing every single fucking lane, you have to start looking at how you're messing up your waves. A super common thing that I see players do is that they take big team fights when waves are pushing against them. And whether they win or lose, they will lose 20 or more CS for those fights. So let me play out how bad this scenario is for you guys. Let's say you have a wave shoving into you in the top lane, and by the time it hits your tower, it's generally going to be about 3 waves worth of minions. You guys start a team fight in the mid lane, or a river, or a bot lane. The team fight goes on for about 20 to 40 seconds, and in that time, the wave shoves all the way to your tower. If you win the fight, you have to run all the way to the lane, and you're going to miss out most of the wave. Maybe you're getting like half or the whole wave of the 3, depending on how far away you were, but that's not all. Now, the wave will be shoving back towards them, and you have the potential to let the minions slowly push into their tower if you can't shove it all the way. You actually end up losing more than 3 waves that you initially lost that are shoved into your tower. Now, if you lose that T5, you're even more fucked because you lose all three of those waves, and the wave is going to be bouncing back towards them, and then it's going to be pushed back towards you later on. The minions will slowly push back to them while they're dead or you're dead, and like walking back to the base, like all that time, you're just going to miss a lot of gold and EXP. That's why it's very important that you go out and collect those side lanes. So being able to consistently get 8 CS a minute every single game shows that you know you can manage your waves in the early game to make good TPs and roams on some champions in your current rank. On champions that have a super weak laning phase such as Nasus or Kassadin pre-level 6 who are typically not going to be doing any roaming at all, this doesn't really apply. But being able to make it through the laning phase where you're going to get pressured really hard and scale well with 8 CS a minute every game is also another good indicator. When you're playing assassins and you're trying to transfer your leads over, or when you're making teleports from the top lane, or when you're roaming from the mid lane, while also maintaining good CS per minute, this shows that you not only have pressure in your lane, but you're also rotating in the right times where your wave is shoved into your opponent's tower. A fundamental of players that will always be important is good decision making. Now note that I say 8 CS per minute rather than 10 because aiming to get that perfect 10 CS goal is actually ridiculous since League of Legends is not about last hitting minions only, but about making plays to transfer your leads into objectives like towers or Baron or Dragon. You're not going to get anything done when you're so focused on becoming a perfectionist. If you have to deny yourself 1 minion to deny your opponent 3, go for it. That's an advantage for you. If you have a good time to base when the wave is good for you, which is usually the cannon minion wave, then do it. Sacrifice a few minions and, get lane control again. If you're roaming or teleporting to another lane instead of going back to your own lane with teleport, and that roam or teleport gets your team a huge lead, like an objective or some kills, do that too. The point is to consistently have 8 CS or more per minute so that you could do everything that I have mentioned before as efficiently as you can. Also, there's obviously some crazy playstyle that even works in high elo where you sacrifice a fuck ton of CS to get big leads and crazy roams, but this is just me talking about the general playstyle. So, to take away from this, guys, always aim to improve your CS per minute because by forcing yourself to do so, it forces you to improve your laning, your macro play, and many aspects of League. It is a great numeric indicator that, although it won't be perfect, will definitely tell you where you are at in your progress in your current rank. Always think to yourself, would a player a lot higher than me struggle with this? Would they be able to answer the opponent's pressure for this CS while CSing near perfectly themselves, and vice versa? Would they know when to collect their waves and to build their own CS leads, even mid to late game? The answer will always be yeah. And your takeaway is that by working on something as basic as CS per minute in your current rank, you will become a much better, well-rounded player and have a better understanding of the game. With all that being said, if you liked my content, please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos of similar nature, as well as coaching videos. If you guys have any questions or anything I said wasn't clear, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. You can follow my Twitter and Twitch posted below. Thank you for watching and good luck on the Rift!